Welcome to Channel Recap Movies. Reunite with the Korean drama. In this drama, the main character is a Taekwondo girl who finds a school crime. If you want to know better, let's finish it all. A long-haired woman who was walking around, named the Chai Young. She was dismissed by school because she hit each other with schoolmates in schools for injury, but she was actually good, and those she defeated all bad, appropriate. Chai Young is very good at fighting because her father is a Taekwondo trainer. While she walked away from school, 2 to 3 male students mocked her when she went to a new school. Did not do this, beware to be dismissed. They are the people she broke with his arms before. She also came to another school with her father. They were going to be talking to each other in director room. One of the teachers also spoke to her and her father. Our school is clearly ruled, any students who fight each other will be expelled from school. Just hear this phrase and look at her father's face. He was so worried, because his daughter had just beaten up. When he walked out of school, the father said to his daughter, if you met a group of players or a big group of brothers in this school, it was simply to walk away, don't go beat them. It's okay not to leave the same problems as this time again, otherwise the child will no doubt have to swap school again. Young does not listen to her father because she is not easy to give up, and she did not go to the argument before, never to come to her beforehand, and she also liked to help them, especially when she saw the weak being abused. Her father told that to stay here for a moment, he wanted to go to the bathroom. At that time, a group of students were abusing a male student named Jong Ji-yu, who was a mild-tempered student. The group of students was so mistreated and insulted, but Jong Ji-yu dared not reply anything for fear of being beaten. Furthermore, Chai Young arrived and saw, and she pulled over the phone to record the actions they were abusing Jong Ji-yu. She also said to them, why are up to 4 others coming to abuse them alone? The groups of students said, it's not your problem, girl. Give me your phone quickly if you don't want to get hurt. But she would not give it, and then said to Jong Ji-yu, you were quick to come up. Suddenly, a girl in the group of students said that she really wanted to get hurt. Speaking uncomfortably, she's hitting Chai Young, but Chai Young can holding her hand and hitting back. On the other hand, 4 of them were lost. Just enter the first day and dad told her not to beat each other. The next day she arrived at the classroom. The teacher told her to introduce herself. After introducing, she went to sat near Jong Ji-yu. The 2 students she beat yesterday are also in class together. Seeing that, they are once frightened. Jong Ji-yu tried to talk to her, but she didn't like to talk much. She also walked away. While leaving from school, Jong Ji-yu also went along Chai Young to thank for yesterday that she helped him. But immediately Chai Young whispered to Jong Ji-yu, if you really wanted to help me, please stay away from me, and she walked away. Into Jong-gu's mother, she had a store, and there were 2 men eating there like more alcohol. And wanting to walk away from the store without paying any more and push Jong-gu's mother to the ground. Jung Gold, he was definitely guilty, but his mother restrained because she did not want a big deal. Cutting back into school, Chai Young was walking well, but 2 to 3 girls walked to her, and they were the ones that Chai Young had beaten the previous day. 2 of women whom were beaten by Chai Young were discouraged. They called their master further, with the name Se-na. Se-na said to Chai Young that she was quick to give her phone that was shoot the video for other day immediately if she didn't want to get into trouble. Suddenly, Se-na jumped up with Chai Young, but Trout grabbed hold of her hand and also kicked Se-na to face to the ground. Se-na also returned to get her hands on, but Chai Young had to get rid of the front line because she thinks Se-na is the eldest one. Don't have to beat her harder, don't let Se-na be too embarrassed. On the other hand, Se-na so embarrassed, and the students looked at a lot more. As Chai Young walked out to the house, Jong Ji-yu walked around her forever and begged her to help train them for easy self-defense. She immediately disagreed, but Jong Ji-yu still remarked too much the same, softening her and brought Jong Ji-yu home to see her father. Her father was a Taekwondo trainer and he opened a training school and never had a student to learn, just had this Jong Ji-yu. It seems Chai Young's father is really happy because he has received a new student. He also boasted to Jong Ji-yu about his celebrity and honor. The master also pushed enrollment books and had to pay 50% earlier this month to practice school from today. Cutting back to Se-na, she approached 2 male students who were presidents and big brothers at the school, and all the students in the school had no one dared to oppose them. The man sitting in the chair was named Jing Juk, and one of the sitting on the sofa was named Hae Sun. Se-na came to tell the senior students about all the things that had happened and even said that Chai Young had only come into school, seemingly disrespecting the first student. After listening, Hae Sun said, doesn't she really have the courage to be? Cut back to Jong Ji-yu, they are training with Chai Young dad, but they seem unable to bear how well this physical exercise is. While training Jong Ji-yu, Chae-young's daddy phone was ringed, and he also told her to help train because he now had an urgent thing to do. Chae-young did not give Jong Ji-yu, but it was strongly exercised at once and for all, and they were almost unwanted. It was really sick and very sick. The results, at the next day, Jong Ji-yu walks to school not well. When she and Jong Ji-yu were sitting in class, two students came and said the class president wanted to see her. She said, "Why they want to meet me?" The two students said, "Because you are a new student in here." And she agreed to meet him. Se-na and Hae-sun then walked in, and Se-na also said to Chae-young, "Do you know why I call her?" Chae-young replied that she didn't know. Se-na also replied that it was because of the story of the past. And our girl also replied that up to 3 of her abusive Jong Ji-yu each other, and I told them to release Jong Ji-yu. Why they were do I release him? But they did not listen to me, so I beat them once and for all. Did I do wrong? And yesterday you also hit me first and I just defended myself, am I wrong? After Hae-sun heard this, he no longer found the Chae-young problem because he were also reasoned people. And he knew Se-na was the wrong one, but he gave Chae-young to apologize to Se-na as the older. Chae-young, she didn't want to go long, she agreed and she left. But looking at Se-na, she doesn't seem so pleased because Hae-sun let Chae-young go out like this. Hae-sun was gathered together with friends for a meal together in a room. A man wearing this pink shirt, named Gang Sik, is a big brother. Brasasha looks at his face and knows that he is a gangster. A moment later, Hae-sun and Jing-juk they went to speak outside, because Hae-sun doesn't want Jing-juk to join a team with this guy. That Jing-juk really wants to get into the team with Gang Sik. They look really want to be a strong school gangster. They also quibbled together, although Hae-sun was a young boy, but they knew the responsibility, not to make things first. The next day, Jing-juk also visited another big brother, Sang-jin, and was an influential people in school. They were very strong and they wanted Jing-juk to come to the group with them. Jing-juk did not deny, and they agreed together. Sang-jin came to persuade Hae-sun to join the group, but Hae-sun refused and said to Sang-jin, "That stop being speak with him again, I would not join the group with you at all." Cut into Jong Ji-yu, he was still the two students will be abused. They want Jong Ji-yu to go along with them, but Jong Ji-yu refuses and even uses the learned martial art of catching them falling to the ground. Stop, it's actually just a Jong Ji-yu imagination. He was suddenly caught by the two students, and Hae-sun walked and said to the two men, "What are you doing with Jong Ji-yu?" The replied, "Jong Ji-yu want to join with our team too." Hae-sun then told them to release Jong Ji-yu, but they dared not release, suddenly upset Hae-sun and hit two men. Gang Sik came out and fighted Hae-sun. Hae-sun could not beat Gang Sik, and Jong Ji-yu was taken. Luckily, Chae-young arrived, and she shouted from a distance that they were quick to release Jong Ji-yu. Gang Sik also replied that if she wanted to be quick to come in, and he was caught up in Chae-young, beaten to the ground, he was not already at all. Seeing this, Hae-sun hardly believes she has a powerful tweet. She and Jong Ji-yu also walked back to her house for continued training, but Hae-sun ran to ask Jong Ji-yu when he had known Chae-young. Jong Ji-yu replied that she had been helping me since the day she went into high school. Hae-sun also went on to say, "Where are you now going to practice? Can I ask to go to practice too?" Jong Ji-yu also brought upon their arrival and met with Chae-young's father, and her father still boasted that he was awarded everywhere. Made Hae-sun listen to the opening, and he agreed to pay for school. While the two of them trained together, Chae-young, she also walked around. She asked, "Why would he come and practice Taekwondo here? Lest he be the Jing-juk group, otherwise?" Hae-sun also replied that I had left their team and wanted to really practice. The next day, Jing-juk and their group walked to claim money from all the students who attended every school. If there were no dissenters, give him a missed flesh, look at his parents' money, so claim from them every day. Jong Ji-yu saw his friend being hit by two of the students trying for a defense fee, and he tried to go in and help, but two of the students beat him up. He sat down and wept in the room alone, for they were disappointed to exercise every day and that they were still abused. The teacher also spoke out encouragingly, if you wanted to be strong, you had to strive for more training, and Jong Ji-yu also committed himself that he would make a strong effort to train. The master gave them practice with a wooden post so that their hands would get stronger and hit the targets of the match. Hae-sun also arrived. Just a few days of missing school, all three began to train together. And it seems they really worked with real energy. Then they happily eat together, looking close and like a single family, as well as hanging out. Wherever they are together, they seem more than friends. After walking, Jong Ji-yu brought them both to their mother's store and introduced friends to her mom. Her mother was really happy to see her children have so good friends. Jong Ji-yu also thanked Chae-young and Hae-sun for being friends and always helped them in the past. One day Jing-juk came to Hae-sun and talked about the story the big brothers came into the school. And Hae-sun also told Jing-juk that you don't walk with them anymore, quickly go away, don't get harder, friend. Meanwhile, Jing-juk does not listen to Hae-sun and even wants Hae-sun to join the group, but Hae-sun he still argues. He disagreed to join the group at all, and they fought each other and fought to beat, and finally lost in the hands of Hae-sun. Jing-juk and Se-na also planned to abuse Chae-young, with Jing-juk giving a package of drugs in only so that Chae-young would drink so she would coma. While Chae-young was in the classroom, she also received Se-na's SMS. She called Chae-young to go. She was in the presidential room for a moment, but Chae-young did not pay attention to the SMS, she continued to sleep. But finally she still came to the same Se-na and they sat down and talked to each other in the room. Se-na, she also apologized for everything that had happened in the past. Chae-young, she replied that she had not kept in her heart. Se-na also asked when she was intimate with Hae-sun. Chae-young replied that she had no intimacy, just a normal friend because of Hae-sun. He went to martial arts at my house. Chae-young is poised to drink tea, but Se-na beats glasses from hand. But Chae-young does not know and get angry with Se-na and said, "What's wrong with you? Why stained my shirt?" Jing-juk immediately walked in and went to bang on a single Se-na, causing her to fall onto the sofa. Because she failed to accord with the plans. Gang-sik also came after capturing Chae-young, stuck to her. Jing-juk struck one hand in her stomach and said, "Does she know the taste that has been beaten? Does she hurt too?" And they caught her. Jong Ji-yu also listened to two of the students talking about Chae-young, who had been caught accidentally, quickly ran to Hae-sun to tell the story, and they rushed to help Chae-young. Gang-sik swept their hands into the stadium when they arrived, so many of them, and they fought old-fashioned, 2 fighting against 10, not unusual. Because they practiced Taekwondo, so they defeated the bad disciples, marrying the ground. When Jing-juk was preparing to abuse Chae-young, Hae-sun and Jong Ji-yu came in and Hae-sun told Jong Ji-yu to call to the police, but Jing-juk had to fall his phone on the ground. And also struck each other with Hae-sun and hit Jong Ji-yu again. Suddenly, they looked at Chae-young, they were looking for, and Chae-young had to come out and regularly and grab to the tavern to the ground, beating herself. Finally Chae-young is the winner. Our movie is over, and thank you for following up on the views and unintentionally apologizing for all errors, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.